Ready to make games. Let's get ready to make games. Of course, we're gonna make some games. Hello and welcome to another episode of GameHammer Live. And today, well, I'm having a couple of days off next week where we're having to do a load of work, and I just can't come from downstairs where we're filming and rush upstairs and do the show. So we're having 2 days where I won't be doing anything. So I thought I'll come on onto the stream and we'll get something out of my brain that's been there for a while. Let's put it that way. So let's see who's in the chat. We have St. Martin the First, who says, "Very first." Welcome, St. Martin. We also have Retro Rambles, who says, "Zoe, you are really spoiling us with this treat." Oh, don't get used to it, it'll spoil your dinner. And we have Solomon McNeil. Hello. I don't think you've been on the show before, or if you have, it's been a while, so hello or welcome back. Welcome. Hope you enjoy it. So the idea of today, guys, is basically something that's been in my head for a while. I want to make a role-playing game, but I want to make something that's reasonably simple to play and for anyone to pick up and play. The rules will be given out for free on my website, which is at zoerobinson.com. And basically, this is like an introductory thing that will set the scene and the gaming environment for the MMORPG that we code later on once we finish the JRPG, and then that conversion of the old Konami LCD game about the Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles LCD game, to the Amstrad CPC. So that'll be our little palette cleanser between big projects. We'll be doing the MMORPG. But I want to start by doing a basic tabletop version of what would become the MMO. So I was thinking about it, and it's been in my head for a few days now. How would we do this? Well, the first thing I have to decide is what sort of setting is it? And I want to do it based on Sol Invictus. Now, Sol Invictus is a story that's been in my head for years. It's like, what would be my version of a spacefaring society going out and trying to reunite humanity and explore the galaxy after many, many centuries of... well, how can I put this? Infighting that almost destroyed humanity. And what would the optimistic, let's go back out there and kick some asses, but we still have the same problems as ever, kind of motivation be? So it's going to be sci-fi. But then I had this idea. What if the issues that caused humanity to not be able to stay amongst the stars wasn't necessarily infighting and just the general we found some resources and you can't have them kind of battle, you know? What if it was the emergence of magic and the consequent problems that would set apart society if some people can do spells and some can't? What if the magic corrupted people's genes and made them monsters? Or not necessarily monsters, but just different to humans. What if that happened? Let's say there's been some kind of experiment. High technology was around and someone unlocked something that they shouldn't have. So I like that idea as well. And I'm thinking, what if we have them combined together? And if you want to run the game as just sci-fi, you can. If you want to run it as just fantasy, you can. Because the rule setting will be, well, simple and open enough that you could do that. But then you smash them together and it becomes the game that we're going to end up with the MMO as well. And it becomes Sol Invictus. So I like that idea. But how do we do it? How would that run on a tabletop game? So, what kind of dice? Because tabletop always has dice. We could use dice or cards. And cards is a nice idea. And I did think about using them. But then it becomes basically Magic the Gathering and who can get the most cards. And also you've got to print those cards. Because remember, we're giving this away online as a freebie for people to enjoy. So I decided to go with dice because everyone's got dice. Even if you don't think you've got dice, you've probably got dice or your parents have dice in the attic. In a game of Monopoly or something like that. Because I decided to go for the D6. I've got 100 D6. Actually, I've got more than 100 D6. So if I go to this other thing, here, I've got my little dice tray. I am a massive RPG nerd, as you can tell. I've got a dice tray. So 100 d6. And we'll work out how many you need later on. But let's just get a handful. I got, how many? There's 7 of them. There we go. Got 7 d6. Everyone's got a few d6. Monopoly comes with a couple, for example. So we'll stick with d6. And that will help us with this game. Because now we have our limits. These dice can only roll 6s at most. Unless you combine them together. So we've got a limitation. Limitation is good. A lot of people might think it kind of curtails what you can do, but that's not necessarily true, is it? Because if you think about it, you've got limits, so you've got to get creative within those limits. So we can't roll more than a 6 unless we stick multiple dice together in a roll, and then we can roll 12, 18, 24 or whatever, and we can play that way. And everyone can do that, because you're going to have, if you've got 1d6, well, sometimes you have to roll 4, and then you just roll that one 4 times. Anyone can do it. It's very liberating, because now we know what we're doing. Why didn't I know about this until my phone just notified me you were on? Hello to Sir Patrick Furlong. That's because this isn't basically a spur-of-the-moment thing. I decided that I was going to make this because it's in my head, and I want to get it on paper before I go too far, or before it drives me mad. So, we're doing an RPG. We're running it on D6. That gives us our limits. So what do we do? How do we define a character? That's going to be our next thing. We've got the idea. It's going to be a spacefaring civilization with the option of magic. And society basically lost a lot of itself because of the effect, the massive cataclysmically devastating effect that a new magic system would have on people. It would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? It would knock civilization back. Suddenly you've got this new thing. So that's why it's taken centuries to get back into space and start going out into space. So, I'm setting this in the land of Sol Invictus, and we're going to bring up this thing here. How can I do this? 8, I think it is. Nope. Weird. That is the wrong thing. Okay. Huh. Where's my screen? Well, well, well. Okay, turn the HD capture off. This is not it either. Full IMAX. Copy that. Give me 1 second, guys. So I'm here. Paste this in. Paste as a reference. There's my iMac screen. Okay, we're now here. So we're getting there. That you can see everything on screen that I'm currently working on. So let's move. I'm going to move this around. I should have done this before I came live, but like I said, this is a spur of the moment thing. So it's down here now. So I'm over in the corner, aren't I? My webcam is over here. Let's put me there. That's... Yeah, what you're seeing just there is actually OBS, the Open Broadcast software. Let's move that over to there and alter the Mac screen by doing a transformation. We'll get into the game in a minute. Edit transform. Right, this is the transform thing for the boundary box. Crop left at 400 pixels. Nope, that's not enough. 600 pixels, will that do it? No, that's too much. 500. There we go. Just run this over until it gets to the point where we don't see that side of the screen anymore. There we go. Right, then move that over to here, and now we've got something quite nice. It's still a little bit there, but it's not quite as much. Huh. Okay. There we go. Close that. Right, so now we can see the screen. This is going to be our thing. So, set in the 82nd century. So it's 80,000 years in the future. Magic exists, caused a big setback in human development, and the transformation of some people into monsters / creatures, etc. Using a D6 system. Let's do this. So we got that. We know what we're doing now. Or at least we have an idea of what we're doing. Let me just bring up, instead of the second webcam, can I actually get that on screen? A second webcam. That is not the webcam that I wanted. Where is that? Oh, it's that one over there. Okay, let's get, instead of that camera, let's bring up, is this it? Yeah. This is the other webcam that I've got available. So let's put that over there, behind some of the chat, or at least in front of some of the chat, because that is quite fun. That is going to be where we see the D6 rolls with the D6. So we'll have that, and we won't bring it up all the time, but it is going to be an option. You're pulling a new loading screen for Batman. Excellent. So let's decide now what else we need for this system. What else would we need for a system like this? We've got our ideas. We've got a basic idea of what we want to do, haven't we? Can I make this bigger so that you guys can see that without having too much on the top? But yes, there we go. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. So you can see that. We're going to have, let's say, we need to be able to test skills while we're doing this. So let's have, let's say, a mental skill and a physical skill at least. So, skills. Let's have mind, the base result, the base attribute for mental skill checks. And we'll have body, the base attribute for physical skill checks. So, what can we do with this? We now get into other skills. Hello to the Iron Horse. How you doing? What the vegan sausage rolls is this? Tabletop games? We can't code that. We can. Hello to Iron Horse. Oh, just wait, Iron Horse. You might be testing this later on. So we got some ideas. I've got 8d6 out of my box of 100. I love these ones. They're multicolored and they're jelly. So they're transparent, but they've got a jelly look to them. They're different colours. They feel great. They roll wonderfully, and I like it. Hi, Jen. How you doing? Jen is ignoring me because she fears that I may ask her to test this game at some point. They roll really nice. Love it. So the idea being for this, fairly simple. We're going to kick some butts with amazing stuff. So these are the base skills. Base skills, mind, body. Constitution, the base stat for physical resistance and recovery. Did you know that Mr. Bully Company is going to release a fake Spectrum? Oh, good grief. Good luck, Trim. I won't be buying it. So, Constitution's the base stat for physical resistance. Could be, yeah. Let's fit this to the width so it's bigger on the screen. Yeah, there we go. Right. Physical resistance. Yeah. How about we just do resistance? Because I don't want to copy Dungeons & Dragons. Resistance. The base attribute for resisting damage. Physical or mental. We could split it out into two later on. Actually, let's do it now. For resisting physical damage. Let's call it durability. And determination. The base attribute for resisting mental damage or effects. How's that? Now we've got our 4 base stats. We don't really need much else, do we? Do we need... No. Well, I was going to put speed. Do we need speed as a base statistic, or shall we just say that people can move at the same speed? Let's not get too far ahead. We can always come back. So there's our base skills. Let's put that as heading 2. Right. More specific skills. Let's call this specific skills. These are the ones. These are the basic skills that all characters have. We'll have some, these are the skills that characters can purchase before or during the game. We have a specific set of skills. Skills we have honed over a long time. Right, we've got basic skills and we've got some specific skills. Let's have a look. Let's think marksman. The ability to shoot better. Swordsman. The ability to use swords and other cutting, stabbing weapons better. Pugilist. The ability to fight hand to hand better. Stuff like that. We'll work on these later on and get more stuff in there, like whatever. So how Techno Wizard. No, let's not do that. Electronics. The ability to use, repair, manufacture, etc. electronic equipment. Electrician. Let's call the other one a hacker. The ability to get around security in order to access files, etc. in a computer network. We'll come back to some of these descriptions. So we've got some basic skills, we've got some specifics. We can add loads more later on. I like the idea of this. Spokesperson. The ability to speak to a crowd and or convince an individual using words. Using your words. Well, like again, we'll come back to this. So we've got some ideas. So how do we create a character? Let's do that as well. Character creation. Right. So here's a bit of number theory that will come in useful here. We're using a D6. Let's say we're deciding that how can we put this? We've decided that everyone starts with a certain amount of points, or we decide that everyone starts by rolling dice. How shall we do this? We need to determine the mind, the body, the durability, and the determination scores. So, if we decide to roll a d6 to determine those, then all of our characters are going to start off relatively weak. Like, for example, I've just rolled a 4 there. Actually, let's bring this thing on the screen again now. Let's bring up the second camera. Right, it's up there in the corner. If I bring this in, we've got some dice. Got them in the screen here. Let's move all these out of there and just put the 1 in. So, let's say we roll 1 dice. Right, our character has rolled a 1. We now have 1 for mind. Do we decide that the person has to have 1 in mind? Or do we decide that we roll 4 dice and we choose which stats go where? So we've got a 4, a 4, a 3, and a 3. All of our characters are going to be fairly low level in terms of their statistics if we do this. That's not bad. For a starting base game, I'm actually fine with that. But if we want a bit more variance, we can roll 2 dice. Now we've got a 6. The base, the median even, not base, the median number that if you roll 2 dice is a 7. So I've rolled slightly lower than average. Which means that our characters, statistically speaking, would be far more powerful than if we rolled just the 1, because I've got a 3 there. I've literally got half the stats if I go for that. So what do you guys think? Do we start with a low level or a slightly higher but still quite low power person? I'm thinking we start by rolling 4 dice. Shall we try that first? Let's try that first. So if we have the 4 dice, and yeah, find it confusing and too difficult for me to understand, but I'm staying for the crack. Fair enough. Right, let's say roll 4 6-sided dice. 4d6. Written for the rest of the... Actually, let's make this less bold. Rest of the game as 4d6, where d6 refers to a 6-sided die. These will give you 4 values. You can assign 1 value to each of the 4 base skills: mind, body, durability, and determination. You can then adjust each of the base skills by moving 1 or 2 points from one skill to another. No skill can be left with less than 1 point. Yeah. However, each skill must have at least 1 point assigned to it. By moving points from one skill to another. Yeah, just by moving points from one skill to another. So, let's see what we got now. For example, Burrell rolls 4d6 and receives... Let's bring this in. Let's see what our 4d6 are. Because Burrell is going to roll a character. I just decided they're called Burrell. I don't care. Right, we've got... Oh, Burrell's rolled high. 5, 5, 5, and 2. She decides to attribute these scores as mind 2, body 2. No, mind 2, body 5, durability 5, and determination 5. She then decides the mind score is too low, but durability is high enough to let her take a couple of points off it without harming the character, without harming her desired character. So she removes 2 points from durability and puts them into mind. Her character therefore begins with the base skills of mind, 4 body, 5 durability, 3 and determination, 5. That's a relatively well-rounded character. There we are. So we got character creation. But we have specific skills. How do we determine what specific skills we have? That's where we go next. Now she needs to give that... Right, let's remove the dice again because we don't need that for the moment. Now she needs to give that character some more personality by defining their skills, their specific skills. Beryl. Right. There's our. This is just. We're going to have that as a block of text with a background so that it's different, you know. Give it a. Where's my layout? Paragraph background of orange with a border. Yeah. Right, there we go. We're going to indent from the left. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but it'll work. Right, no, not that. Can't even see what's going on. Let's go back to style and give them colour there. There we are. This is ridiculous, but I kind of like it. Delete that. Okay, didn't work, did it? There we are. There we go. There we have it. Right, so it's ridiculous what we've just done there, but you know these things happen. There, that works. So we've got a base idea of the base thing. So our characters are quite short on stuff. Next, we decide what specific skills the character can have. Specific skills are split into 3 categories: mental, physical, and magical. The amount of points available to purchase skills in each skills is determined by the following table. It's determined by the base skill according to the following table. Right. Mental skills are determined by your... So, is this going to be a nice long one tonight? I'm hoping that will go a couple of hours. Let's think. What I'm trying to put together here is that mental skills, you get a number of points based on what your mind skill is. Physical skills you get depending on your body skill. And magic skills, I'm thinking you also get that based on your mind skill, but I'm kind of also pushing toward doing determination instead, you know? I think that might be quite interesting if we did it that way. Mental skills determined by your mind statistic. determined by the value of your mind-based skill, while physical skills use the body base skill, and magic uses the determination base skill. Yeah, we'll get there now. The amount of points available to purchase skills is determined by the following table. Right, let's do it. The example will make it this easier. So, base skill value. We need a no. We need to create a table. So let's put a table in. Where's table? There it is. So we've got this one. Yeah. Right. Base skill value. Points available. Let's say base skill value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Right. Why not make this RPG based on Hunt for the GameHammer? Well, we could, but I'm kind of basing it on Sol Invictus because I like the idea of having a different thing. Also, we'll use it. This is the base for the MMORPG later on, but we could do Hunt for the GameHammer as a story in this. It'll work either way. I think that's a good way of doing it. So, base skill value, points available is 2. 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. There you are. So, you can get at most 4 skills. I think that's okay. Does this have to be this wide? Width. No, it doesn't. Hey, here we go. Right, this is coming down, making it shorter so that it doesn't have to take up as much space. And hopefully we can make it so that it sits on the side, you know? There we are, base skill value, points available. There we go, that's much better. Right, let's make all of this so that it's centered. Can I center it? Cell, arrangement. Where's the arrangement value? Alignment centered? Yes, there we go. Okay, right. Can I move this up there? What's that? Oh, please let me. Yes, I can. Okay. Let's see if I can put this over here. So it's sat. No, don't put it into that. Okay, we'll leave it there. I really want it to sit to one side though, with the arrange in line with text. No, go around it. Yes. Okay. This works nicely. So let's move that up slightly. There we go. Now it's working. Now it's working nicely. Okay. So it's based there. And we get an idea of what's going on. So, according to the table to the left. Purchasing a level of any skill requires 1 skill point. Per level. Okay. So starting, yeah, so we don't need that. There we are. So we got that skill level there. Right, now we get another example, you see. For example, Beryl needs to give her new character some personality by defining their specific skills. She wants the character to be a gun-toting hacker. So she decides to put her points into Did we decide marksman and hacking and hacker? Okay, marksman is going to be a physical. Wow, I can't spell today. Marksman is physical. Swordsman is physical. Let's grab this. Swordsman is physical. Pugilist is physical. Electrician is mental, because it's a intelligence. Also, I want some more of these. Yeah, hacker is mental, and spokesperson is mental. So I've got 3 of each. That's pretty good. Marksman and hacker. Right. Let's think of how we can do this. Put points at marksman and hacker. Marksman is a physical skill, and Beryl has what she put in body 5. 4 points available for physical skills. She decides to put 2 points into marksman, making her character a level 2 marksman. She decides. Meanwhile, hacker is a mental skill, and she has. Does she have mind? Mind is 4. 3 points available. See, we're already looking at it. She's got mind 4. According to the base skill value, that gives us 3 points. So she's got 3 points available. She decides to put all of them into hacker, making her character a level 3 hacker. She now has 2 physical points left over, which she decides to put into pugilist. In case of in case she needs to fight bare-handed. There you go. There's our key example. So that's how we do it. So Beryl would now have a character that is set up, and that's all we need. We'll add extra skills later on, but we've got a base idea of it, of what's going on. We would actually also have magic skills, but we haven't determined the magic system yet. And to be honest with you, we don't need to at this point because we're doing okay. Let me put the borders on, and background is orange. There we go. There's our example. So that's coming in nice. We're getting somewhere now. Okay, shall we work out how did skills get used? How using skills. This is the fun part. This is where we get some fun stuff, because I was thinking about this earlier on. We've got a basic idea of the game now. Skills are tested by rolling dice, rolling a number dice and comparing the resulting total value with either the base skill or the base skill plus a specific skill. This is known as a skill test. The number Okay, the number of dice to be rolled will be determined by the game master, the person running the adventure, the game, or the specific adventure your character is playing through, based on their assessment of the difficulty of the skill of the task being attempted. Okay. Right. For a standard skill test with the most basic, for a standard skill with the most basic, no, let's do this. For all skill tests, the character needs to roll below the player, sorry. We got to get this right. What I'm trying to say is that, let's say we've got a skill of, let's say we take Burrell. She's got a hacker skill of 3, which is a mental skill. Her mental skill, her mental thing is 4. So hacker plus mental would give her 7. And let's say she's doing a particularly difficult task. So they decide. So the games master decides that she has to roll on a difficulty of 3. Let's say it's not the most easy of things, but it's not the most hard. It's like a relatively challenging thing. So it's a difficulty of 3. That would mean, in my head, the way I've already worked this out and then trying to explain to you guys, that would mean you have to roll 3 dice. That's how this is going to work. So we roll 3. She's got a 4 in mind and a 3 in hacking, which gives her a total of 7. If on these 3 dice she can roll below 7, she succeeds. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's say she's got a 7. I'm rolling these 3 dice. I get a 1, a 2, and a 4, which is 7. So she hasn't rolled below her score. Should she succeed, she's actually hit the score. Do we say the skill or below? You know? I think so. I think that's how we do. Let's try it. Let's make this up. Right, let's do this. A simple task that anyone could complete without effort, without much effort, would not require a skill test. Simple, let's say simple, a simple, straightforward task that anyone could complete without much effort would not require a skill test. Simple tasks are things like walking down a street on an average day, sitting in a chair, signing your name, etc., etc. These don't require tests, because if they did, the game would be so slow-paced that nobody would enjoy playing it. Anything more difficult than a simple, straightforward task will require is difficulty 1 or more. A difficulty of 1 straightforward. So we've got an idea here. is difficulty 1. Difficulty of 1 one or more, with difficulty 6 being something almost impossible for an unskilled character to achieve. Would it be? No. Would it be? Yes. A difficulty of 6 would mean that you're rolling 6 dice. So if you've got 6 dice and you have to roll below your skill, which will be your base skill plus 0 because you're not trained in it, and you've got to roll below that, it's almost impossible. Let's say your base skill would then be body of like 4. You've got to roll below 4 on 6 dice. You can't. That's the point. That it would be almost impossible. I'll explain why it's almost impossible. Yeah. While difficulty 6 is something almost impossible for an unskilled character to achieve. To test your skill, you must roll a number of d6 equal to the difficulty level the game master has determined. For example, a difficulty 1 task requires you to roll 1d6, and a difficulty 4 task requires you to roll 4d6. You then add the total of these rolls together. If the total is equal to or less than your base skill plus specific skill total is less than the total of your base skill plus specific skill in the task being attempted, you succeed. If it is higher than the total of your base skill plus specific skill, you fail. Equal to or less than base skill plus specific skill. There you go. However, rolling all 6s is an automatic success. This allows for even an unskilled character to succeed at an almost impossible task. So, there you go. Just had a shower. I see the font has changed. Progress. Yes. So there we go. That's your skill test. Let's do an example. What we've got here is we've got our character Beryl. She's attempting to hack into, I don't know, let's say the security mainframe at government HQ on the planet of the Puma people or something. I don't frickin' know. So we're going to bring this in. It's an almost impossible task. So, because their security is that high. So, she is being told by the Game Master that this is a difficulty 6 test. Now, she has 3 levels in hacking and mind of 4. Yes? Mind is 4. Yes. So, okay, we're going to hack into the mainframe of Network Rail on the planet of the Puma people. And it's a difficulty 6. So I've got to roll 6 dice. Here are the 6 dice. Way, check them. I know you won't. I've got to roll 7 or less on 6 dice. That's actually going to be quite difficult. Oops, 1 has gone out of the bowl, so we roll again. I've got a 5, a 6, a 3, a 1, a 6, and a 4. Burrell has failed because it's an almost impossible task. We expected her to fail, but let's say she's going to hack into the passport of property trains. Let's say she's attempting to hack into a regional office of Network Rail on a different planet where they're a bit lax, and we decided it's difficulty of 3. She's still got a 7 because mind of 4 and hacking of 3. Can she do it now? She has to roll 7 or less on the total. 3, 4 and 5. So no, she can't because, of course, that is 12. But she might have another go before the alarm sets off. She's still not doing it. It's going to be difficult. She's only a starting character. But let's say she's got a 7. And she's basically trying to hack the login of stupid Steve, the smelly sausage merchant from Southport. I don't know. And she's trying to get into his Facebook thing. Very, very simple. Basically difficulty 1. Can she roll less than 7 on difficulty 1? Yes. This is how we do it, you see? This is the idea. If things are going to be difficult. So she tries something a bit harder than that. Maybe Steve's wife is more secure and has got a better password. So it's a difficulty of 2. Can she do it? 5. She's rolled 5. It's still under 7. She gets in. So Barrel's hacker is like that. That's what we're trying to do here. I think the skill works. What about a function which enables a character to have a free roll? For example, 4 6s out of X. Okay, that's an interesting. A function that enables a character to have a free roll, a free reroll. I like that. I like that. Okay. Given if yes, okay, let's do this. Let's put in a luck mechanic. Base skill, luck. How lucky a character is. We've now added a 5th base skill. Let's do this. Roll 5 6-sided dice. Nice. Beryl rolls 5. She now rolls 5d6. What's her extra one? Let's a 2. She's got another 2. A 2, a 5, a 5, and a 2. Yeah, you help. I think you have actually, Ironhorse. I think that's a really good idea you've just added in. I'm going to move this down to there. Stick it there. Stick it there, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What am I talking about? Right. She saves the last 2. The last... the final roll of 2 for her luck score. Mind 4, body 5, durability 3, determination 5, and luck 2. Obviously the reroll can be used once to prevent reroll loops. I'm thinking actually something a bit better than that. Luck. It's going to get a bit more complicated, but I like it. Characters can rely on their luck. Once per roll, yes. Rely on their luck to get them out of tight spots. The amount of luck a character has is based on their luck base skill, and is based solely on their luck based skill. A character can use a point of luck to re-roll either an individual die or the entire... No, let's make that compound. A character can use a point of luck to re-roll the dice when attempting a skill test. Once a character runs out of luck points, they will not be replenished until the end of a, shall we say, either an adventure or a section of adventure. I'm thinking adventure. They're telling you that I'm inquiring about getting a license to produce Famous 5 adventures on retro 8-bit machines. Cool. Go for it. So we've got this now. Let's say... Right, so Beryl here has luck of 2. So she's got 2 points of luck. Let's do this. For example, Beryl is attempting to hack into military headquarters on let's say Logos Prime. I don't know where that is. I've just made it up. An almost impossible task for a starting character. The game master has decided this warrants a difficulty 6 check. Skill test, even. I think we did call it that. Yeah, skill test. So Beryl rolls 66. She has word skill test of hacking. So Beryl rolls 66 and compares the result to her hacking plus mind skill total. She has 3 hacking and 4 mind, giving her a target of 7 or less. She rolls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do this. We're going to see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. 9, 10, 15, 21, 25. She rolls a total of 25 on 6-sided dice. And therefore fails. She decides to use a point of luck to re-roll the score, the dice, the 66, getting a 7 as a as the new result, and therefore barely, and therefore succeeding by the skin of her teeth, as she has a look skill of look base skill 2. She now only has 1 point of luck remaining, and will have to rely and will have to play very carefully for the rest of the adventure. There we go. So we've got an idea now. I like what you've just done there, Iron Horse. I think that is a nice addition. You've got a great idea there, which helps keep the game flowing, which is exactly what we want. We want the game to not just fall apart, you know, because someone didn't manage to do something. Paragraph background is orange. There we go. Right. No borders, nothing on the edge. Okay. There we go. I think we've got the base thing now. Playtesting is very, very important. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it is. So we've got some ideas now. We've got our base ideas, but we need a lot more stuff to go in it. I think we've got a base game there. You know, we've been going for an hour. We've got the basics. Except combat. Combat's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because we've got quite an issue here. If you think about it. How do we fight? Seriously, how do we fight? How do we dodge? How do we determine armor and other things like that? It's going to be tricky, isn't it? It's going to be an interesting, tricky issue. So, I suppose we can take it kind of the same way that we've done what we've got here so far, and use it on skill checks in exactly the same way we have, but we instead of having a difficulty level. Actually, no, I don't think. Fight by playing back a recording of your singing. Ah, you see, this is why I love these live streams. We have such banter. We have such banter. I love it. Right, guys, what can we do here? I suppose we could actually determine our own difficulty level in certain ways, couldn't we? I'm thinking back to the way Fighting Fantasy and Dungeons and Dragons did it. Old style Dungeons and Dragons has an armor class which you have to try and beat, whereas Fighting Fantasy just did a skill test of both sides. You'd have, like, let's say you had a skill of 6 against a skill of 4, that kind of thing. So when they're attacking, they have to try and get lower than 6, whereas when you're attacking, you have to get lower than 4 because they're a more skilled opponent. That kind of thing, or above 4. I can't remember which way it was for Fighting Fantasy. Was it above or below? I think it's above. Yeah, they were a less skilled opponent. Whereas with Dungeons and Dragons, you had to hit a certain value on a D20 in order to be able to, plus your skills. I'm going off the D20 system from 3rd edition. You had to roll a D20, and like I've got I get a +2 on my rolls because I've got skill of X, so I get a bonus. So I roll D20 and add 2. Let's say I've got 14, but his armor class is 7, so I've really got through, that kind of thing. So I think we need to determine an armor class as a target. Oh, that's going to be... Or, here's an idea. Do we do 2? rolls. And the reason I think of this is Warhammer. Warhammer's got a very interesting way of doing things. So I've got a skill. I've got a weapon skill of, let's say, I'm using swords, and I've got a base skill of 2+. So if I roll and I get more than 2, right here, I've just rolled 2 die and I've got 5, then I've hit. But he's got an armor of 3+. So now I roll to see if I've wounded him. I got 2. I needed 3+. I haven't wounded. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Then both people have to roll, and both people are involved with the. I like that method. So I do an attack and they do a dodge. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, we base it on. Let's say you're doing. It's a physical skill. So you're doing physical, so it's body plus swords, or body plus marksman, or body plus whatever for whatever we're doing. Like pugilist for fighting hand to hand. Meanwhile, they would dodge using body plus dodge, or dexterity, or... Yeah. Yeah, let's put a dodging skill in. Now, oh yeah, that'll be interesting. I thought you were saying you like my idea. I'm not defending using. Oh, let's do this. Dodge. Physical. The ability to get out of the way of danger. The ability to avoid danger. Yeah. Oh, that'll... Oh, no, yes, I like this. I like this a lot. I really do like this. Let's put that there. Can I make this entire example smaller? Push in from the right. Yes, I can. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. Now we have something that works. So, combat. Right, let's combat. We all want to avoid it as much as possible because it can be dangerous. But combat is a necessary part of an adventurer's life. Let's put it that way. Oh, hang on. I've got... No, we don't want that in the middle there like that, do we? We just want it on the outside. There we go. Better. There we go. There we go. Knock in the first one. No, let's leave that there. I'm just faffing about now. Leave that there like that. Right. So I'm going to pop off and get a can of Coke, and then I'll come back, guys, and then we're going to do this combat system. So give me a second. I'll be back, and we're going to work out the combat. I think we've got a good idea of attack and dodge. Both characters have to be part of it. It's a give and take thing then, and I think that'll make it more dynamic. What'd you say about my? I like the ideas. But no, we're not using my singing as an attack. I'll be back though. Right. Let's. Oh. Ah. Oh. Oh my goodness. Right. I'm back. I hate it when the tumour starts pushing, making things ache. Diet Hokey Cokey is the beverage of choice. Very nice. So, combat is a two-person affair where the attacker and the defender both have to make skill test rolls. In the case of the attacker, the game master will determine whether... No. In the case of the attacker, the skill test will be determined by whether the attack is hand to hand with a martial weapon or with a missile weapon. With a, close range weapon or with a long range weapon. That works better. Okay. Each has a different specific skill to test. Meanwhile, the defender need only worry about their, what is it? Dodge specific skill. About one skill test. Body plus dodge. Right. The attack, the combat sequence. Right, let's do this. Let's work this out. So the attacker will go first, like bang with the gun, or slice with the sword, or punch with the fists, or whatever, and then they have to then the other person. What's wrong with using my singing as a weapon? We don't have a sonic ability yet. That's in Magic. Oh. Give me a second, guys. That's really pushing today. We'll see how it goes. So we've got the combat sequence is as follows. Right, we're going to need a numbered list now. Bulletin list, right. Numbered. And we'll push this in. 1. Determine the skill test. Going relevant skill test. Would you play this game with minifigures? Could do, or you could just do it however. Projectile. Attacks. For projectile, use body plus marksman. For close range weapons, use body plus. We're going to change swordsman to marksman. What can we call it instead? It's not a swordsman. We'll call it soldier. No, we won't call it soldier because that's too warrior. No, that has wrong connotations as well. Weaponry. We'll call it something else later on if we swords, axes. Ability to use weapons, close range weapons. E.g. swords, axes, clubs, etc. Better. We could use minifigures to determine range and stuff like that, and I would like that, which is why I was talking about whether we need a speed check and things like that, but we'll work on that later on. What was it? Weapons? Yeah. For hand-to-hand attacks. For hand-to-hand attacks, use body plus, I think I've got it. Melee! That's it! Melee. Is it melee? Melee. Right. Oh, we don't put an accent on it. Oh, we do. We do. We use a grave accent and an acute accent. I'm absolutely putting that in. Melee. There we are. There we go. Melee or pell-mell is disorganized hand-to-hand combat in battles fought at abnormally close range. March on your umbrella, let's versus it to pell-mell. Yeah, that's a. It comes from the French expression pell-mell. Ah, from the old French mesle or mêlée, mesle, could be mesle, yeah, meaning to mix or mingle. Huh. I'm going to use the more French and therefore pompous method. I am definitely using mêlée. For hand attacks, body plus pugilist. For hand attacks, use body plus pugilist. Go back. Roll. French it up, damn right. Now, we have to decide. I'm going to say an average attack. Roll 3d6. Add the total together. If the total is less than or equal to the statistics in the skill test, the attack is successful. Otherwise, the attack fails. The attacker rolls. The defender then rolls 3d6 and adds the total together. If the total is less than or equal to the defender's skill test statistics, to the defender's body plus dodge total, they successfully dodge the attack. Otherwise, the dodge fails. If the attack was successful and the defender did not dodge, the defender takes an amount of damage equal to the attack value of the weapon used. The attacker. Yeah, there we are. If the attack is successful, the defender did not dodge, and the defender did not use a point of luck to avoid the attack, the defender takes an amount of damage equal to the... yeah. There we go. If the attack was successful, the dodge failed, and the defender did not use a point of luck. There you are. You put 3 T's in attack 3 lines up. Oh, well, maybe it was a major attack. Attack. There we are. Okay, so we just made a combat system. Will it work? Goodness knows. Attack values are for hand to... Right, let's just do this. Attack values are set in the table below. Let's create a table now. Actually, let's put it in... Let's put in a page number so we know what's going on. Attack values, and when 3 D6 is rolled, a PS2 game is used as a shield. Some weapons, armor, shields, spells, or spells can modify scores, various scores in combat. Please consult the relevant text for that item or spell as required for precise instructions as required. Attack values are set in the table below. Yeah, I just want, like, let's say you've got an armor of dodge. It adds a power of dodging. Or you've got a shield that's able to absorb damage. Then it'll give you extra things. So that it makes it easier, you know. Various scores or outcomes in combat. There we are. Let's say you've got an energy shield, and you're a soldier in the infantry going out into space, and you've got an energy shield around you. It's like, I'm being shot at, but my shield is still up, so it doesn't matter. And you can take like 3 hits before you start actually getting hurt. Before the shield goes down, you start getting hurt. So you just ping, 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 and you're fine. And then you get shot. That kind of thing. We'll add that in. So I've added that as an extra thing. 46 will mean you use an OG Xbox as a shield. I like that. Yeah. You can... When attacking, rolling all sixes is an automatic hit. Similarly, rolling all sixes, similarly, when defending, an automatic dodge. Oops. So yeah, so we can still have automatic successes. In the case of both attacker and defender rolling automatic successes, the defender's dodge wins the tie. There we go. The attack values are set in the table below. Example attack values. Let's do this instead. Example attack values are set in the table below. Game masters are encouraged to invent their own weapons that are suitable for their campaigns, for their adventures, based on these values. A 66 means Melody is the defense and she will tear those bad guys to pieces. I love it. So we've got an idea here of a combat system. We're going to test it. Of course we're going to test it and see how it works. But I kind of like this. Right. The defender takes an amount of damage equal to the attack value. The defender is hurt. The defender is hit. Right, let's do this. When hit, the defender subtracts the attack value of the weapon the attacker used from their life points. Okay. If a character reaches 0 life points, they are rendered unconscious. And will die within 2 turns even. Unless stabilized or stabilized or regain life points. If a character reaches -1 life points or fewer If a character reaches -1 life points off fewer during combat, they die. They die immediately. There you go. So we got a way to there you go. Let's make this. I just want to highlight some bits that it's easier for people to find. So when they're scanning through this, so if you're in a fight and you've got 1 life point left, and you get shot, and that takes 2 life points, you're immediately dead. But if you get punched and it takes 1 life point, you're unconscious. You'll die in 2 turns, but that's a different thing. Unless you're stabilized or somehow you get life points back, like someone uses a healing item on you or something like that. So we've got an idea now of what's going on, but we need to set some attack values for examples, otherwise people are not going to know how to do this. So let's do this. So we've got weapon, attack value. Yeah, that'll work. And this is weapon. Let's say unarmed combat. Of fists or unarmed combat. Let's just say fists. Let's not go too far into it. Fists, attack value of 1. Claws, attack value of 2. What else could we have? Dagger, 2. Swords, 3. Axes, 3. I'm just making this up. Pistols. Handguns. Let's just say handgun. Attack value of 3. I like the idea of an attack value of 3 as a ranged thing. Or shall we have it 2? Let's go for handguns having an attack value of 2. Rifles will be an attack value of 3. And big guns. We'll just leave it at big guns. Will be 4. There you go. There's our examples. Cells, not bold. There you go. That kind of I like that. That kind of works. Can we make these smaller? Yeah, let's go for width. Make it smaller. Yeah. So they've got more. We've got more space. We can add more in if we needed to. Yeah. Where's the rest of the... Oh, there it is. 6. Make that wider. Right, now it works, yes. So now we've got the whole thing. Yeah, that makes the whole thing. Grab the whole lot and make it wider. Width needs to be bigger. Yeah. Okay, that's working, yes. See. Weapon. Attack value. Right. Whole thing again. Make that bigger. So handguns fits, and so does big guns. There we go. Had to order another earphone cable. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You should. These days, we shouldn't have this sort of thing. It should just. Things should just frickin' work, man. Right. Rifles. Rifles. Big guns. What else? Explosives. Right, rifles is 3, big guns is 4, and explosives is 5. There we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Right, delete this row. Delete that row. Yeah. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We've got a nice set of examples. Yes, explosives. You didn't have to send it back. Oh, that's good. Well, even so, you shouldn't have to worry about this sort of thing. It's just ridiculous. Right, let's have this in line with text. Yeah, sure. Text can go around it, but I want it in the middle. Can I not put it in the middle? That's better. Yeah, there we go. So now we've got some examples. So now we're going to run an example attack. Let's say we haven't determined what life points are. Holy crap, we haven't done life points. Yeah. Okay, base skills. A character's life points are life. No, we're going to put that in character creation. Yeah. Okay. A character's life points are by their body base skill value plus 1d6. There we go. Barrel rolls 1d6 and gets a 3. Adding this to her body base skill, what is her body? Body is 5. Her character will begin the game with 8 life points. Now she needs to give a new character some personality. Hi Captain Dowd, how you doing? We're not updating our CV. There we are. 8 life points. Body base skill plus 1d6. So let's do that. Put that whole thing into there. Right, base skill value. Can we wrap around it? Yeah. Okay. Let's move this over a little bit then, so that yeah, body base skill plus 1d6. There we go. We've got a nice thing there. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's say that. Okay, I'm going to bring the main thing on screen now, if I can. Here. So this is just what we've got here now. This is just the table for rolling. So let's say we've got a person A and a person B. We're going to write this down. Person A. A has body 4, melee 3, and dodge 2. Person B has body 3, melee 4, and dodge 2 as well. So then we're going to roll some dice for that. This is our test. This is our test to make sure things work. So first one has rolled a 5, so life is 9, because that's 5 plus 4 is 9. The other one's life is body of 3 plus 6. So they're different. So we're now going to run through combat. And we're going to see whether this actually works. We're testing the game now. We are testing our game. Let's see if it works. So, how do we do this? A is going to attack first. The attacker throws 3d6. And we're doing close range weapons. So it's body plus melee. So, rolling 3d6. We have got 5, 4, and 2. So we have got 11. If the total is less than or equal to skill test total, that would be body plus melee, which is 7, then it's successful. We have failed to attack. So the other person now attacks. 3d6. Body and melee are 3 and 4, so this is still 7. 3d6. Okay, 4, 5, and 2. So that's 11. Do you think we need to reduce the attack down to 2d6? We'll find out in a minute, because this is the next round now. Six, 6, and 6. When attacking, rolling all 6s is an automatic successful attack. So A has automatically hit. Automatic successful attack. Now, B is going to defend. They need to roll 7 or less, remember? 6, 4, and 1. So they have got 11. So, A has hit B. So, let's say they're using a sword, where swords attack value of 3. L is now 3 for B, so B is on half hit points. Now we go to B's attack. B needs to roll 7 or fewer because body plus melee is 7. Hi Krista, how you doing? So we're on 3d6. 6 plus 2 plus 2, that's 10. B has not hit. A attacks again. 6, 7, 8. A is not hit. We are getting a lot of no hits. So B is... Oh, that's cocked. B is rolling again. 5, 8. So they don't hit. 12. Bloody hell. 16. They don't hit. Yeah, I think we need to... So we're going to make an executive decision here. And change this. So if we attack with 2d6... I think that will make it better. And again here, 2d6. Will this work better? Let's try that again. So, put the life stats back up. We know what the life points are for both. 6 and 9. A is going to attack B. Let's see if this works. 2d6 should make it a lot quicker and easier to get through a combat. Let's put it that way. So, let's move out there. 2d6. A is going to attack B. Again, body plus melee, it totals 7 on both. So we're looking for 7 or fewer. Hi James, how you doing? Here's the thing. We now know 2d6. We're going to roll less than 7 or... Well, 7's actually the average. So we're going to have a much better time of it now we think about it. Right, we've got 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. Yeah, we're doing a one-off because I really fancy trying to make an RPG. For tabletop, just rolling dice. A very simple, free to play, free to use, free to faff about with RPG. With just d6s. So we've got 2d6, we've rolled a 4. So A has hit. Now B is going to see whether they dodge. So 2d6, we're looking at 7 or fewer. They have not dodged because they are 6 and a 5. So they have not dodged. So A gets to hit. Again, we're using swords. So we now go through. They have got 3 life points left. So they now get to attack. And they're using swords as well. 5. So they're going. They've got a hit because they have to roll 7 or fewer. Oops. Does A dodge? 2 6s. Automatic dodge. So A dodges. A now attacks. 6 and 5. They miss. So now B attacks. We don't need to go any further. 6 and 5, 11. So B doesn't attack. A goes back. Oops. A attacks again. You know, even though I've got a dice tray, I still managed to throw the dice on the floor. I've got one die there. 1 and 5, 6. So A is hit. Does B dodge? 8. B does not dodge. A has now rendered B at life points 0. B is unconscious. That is a much better system. It's fast. It works. There we go. I think that works quite well, actually. What do you guys think? I've gone through pretty fast pace for this, but I think it works. We've got skill tests, we've got combat, we haven't determined experience or anything like that, we haven't put together any lore, but as a starting point, this is pretty good. This is pretty damn good. Whew. I don't think we need to determine experience levels at the moment. That much, but maybe we do. Do you think maybe we do? It would, adding in special skills and things like that would be an interesting thing for later as well. I came in late. You've been working on the basic mechanics. Yeah, we just created a basic role-playing game. Creating lore does sound fun, yeah. I think we've just got the start of something really, really interesting here. So, let's finish off, because I've been going for almost 2 hours. Let's finish off tonight by determining how experience works. I'm thinking, at the end of an adventure, a game master can give 1 or 2 points of experience to each player in an adventure. How about that? It's not a huge amount, and it'll depend on how much the player did for the group or whatever in an adventure. So yeah. Oh, that's not the right thing, is it? Where am I on screen? There I am. Okay, so let's try this. Right, experience. We'll put in experience. Kittens should be involved. Oh, don't worry. I have got a brilliant idea. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it once I've done this. Let's see. At the end of each adventure, the game master can award 1 or 2 points of experience to each player, depending on how much the skills of each player's character were tested. I suggested that she tear the enemies apart. Yes, overpower with extreme cuteness. I like it. Characters who had to... No, we'll expand on that later. Experience points can be collected by a player for use later in the game, spent immediately, or both. Or, in the case of a player receiving 2 points, both. Experience is spent by adding to either a base skill or a specific skill, by increasing the value of either a base skill or a specific skill. Base skill points require, I'm thinking, 2 experience to increase by 1 skill point, while specific skills require only 1 experience point to increase by 1 skill point. For example, Burrell's character received 2 experience points during the last adventure. She decides to increase her luck, which is a base skill. She therefore spends 2 points to add 1 point to her luck base skill. Meanwhile, Nigel, who we've not mentioned yet, also received 2 experience points during the last adventure. He decides to increase his dodge and melee skills, which are both specific skills. We did use melee like that, didn't we? Is it melee? Yes. Which are both specific skills. He can therefore use 1 experience point to add 1 skill, 1 point to add 1 point to his dodge skill, and the other 1 experience point to add 1 point to his melee skill. There we go. Okay, I think that works. I think that works nicely. It's a very simple system. You want to increase your base skill, it costs you 2 points. You want to increase anything else, any of your specific skills only cost you 1. I like that. I think that works well. There we go. So now we've got a full system here. This is amazing. It's basic. It's very, very basic, and most of our skills don't actually get used yet, and a lot of them don't do anything specific for the game. But it's nice. Can we add in a contents page? It'd be nice if I could add in a contents page, but I don't think I can. Table of contents. Yes, I can. Use paragraph styles in your document to populate a table of contents. Edit. Anything by heading 2. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, we've got a contents page on the side now. So we can go straight to character creation, using skills, combat, look, experience points. There we go. There we go. That's pretty damn cool. Any statistics that are determined by base skills will be recalculated if a base skill is increased. Must be recalculated if a base skill is increased. So, for example, if the body base skill is increased by 1, the character's total life points will also be increased. Will also increase by 1. There we go. I think we've got a functioning system, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just produced the very first version, I'm going to put it in the header, version 0.1 of the GameHammer RPG system. There we are. Let's reduce the size of this text. Oh, for goodness sake, where's the text? Don't we get to see it? Huh. We just thought we'd get to see. Ah, there you are, style. Yeah. Proof of functioning versions. Yeah, this is really, really basic. A basic tabletop role-playing game by Zoe Cook-Robinson. Let's do this. There we are. There we go. GameHammer RPG system. There we go. Bum, ba, ba, ba. We've got a base game and it's frickin' working. I'm amazed. Oh, good grief. We still haven't got this functioning properly, have we? There we go. Stick that there. Kind of works. There we are. Yeah, that works for the moment. There we are. We've got a functional version of the game. That's amazing. Actually, reduce that down by 8 so that it's really small and doesn't get in the way. And we've got the page numbers. How many pages have we got? We're on 4 pages. That's not bad. For a basic game, we've got 4 pages. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a working game. It's V0.1. There we are. We have a basic working game. I'm going to download this now. So I'm going to come back over to this screen and download that. If I can make it work, please make it work. And we'll close this down so that we're just on... I use iCloud for writing this stuff. It's pretty damn good, actually. Right. Download a copy in PDF format. Yep, download a copy. PDF. All you need is some D6 dice. And it works. Everyone can play it. Everyone can enjoy it. There we go. We haven't got magic yet, which we will put in. We haven't got an advanced character creation where we can decide on species. We haven't got many skills. Wow, I just paused there. That was ridiculous. We haven't got a working magic system. We haven't got many species, so that there's not much flavour to the game. We don't have any lore, and we don't have very many skills in it. But what we've got works. It's very basic, but it actually frickin' works. I'm amazed, guys. Guys, this is like... I've had this in my head for a couple of days now, this need to make this thing. So, are we going to keep doing this? So magic involving rabbits and hats. Hey, if you want to pull a rabbit out of the hat, we can add that in. That could be some kind of conjuring trick. It could be a conjure small animal. And we could do that. All of that's possible. So what I'm thinking is... I don't know if there's anything going on next week. Give me a second. I don't know if there's anything going on next weekend. Let me just check my diary. What day? We're in August, yeah. We're still in... Frickin' hell, it's still in August. My goodness. Okay. At the moment, there's nothing next weekend. So, what I plan to do then... We'll add in the magic system next weekend. We'll do another weekend thing, just to see if we can get this done. Because I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. I've got that downloaded. I'm going to make that available on my website. So if I can do that now, that would be amazing. If this actually logs in, I'll be amazed. I'm just going to, while this is doing that, I'm just going to turn off the the screen thing for the monitor so that it doesn't show up all my passwords and stuff. So let's do this. Am I in? Yeah. Is it gonna log me in? Is it? Oh, good grief! It did. I'm just gonna add in. So satisfying when something creative in your head becomes a reality, isn't it? Just. I'm gonna add a post to my site. It's been a while since I added a post to the site. Okay, let's do this. New free tabletop RPG system. Version 0.1 of the GameHammer RPG system is now available for download. It is a pre-alpha test version of the game and will need extensive expansion, testing and more before it is complete. Nevertheless, it works, and what is here works, and you can try it out for yourself. Right, let's see if I can now drop this in as a downloadable. Didn't seem to like me doing that as a drag and drop. Okay, let's add this in. Yeah, it doesn't. It does not like that as a thing. Add media. I'd like to add media, please. Where is media? Okay, we can file. We can add a file. Okay, let's do this. I can actually add a file. Yeah, I can just add a file. Oh my goodness, it actually works. WordPress is amazing. Right. Let me know what you think. Can I pull that further up? If I grab this thing, can I move it up? Yes. Okay, let's do this. It's now available. Publish that on my website. Publish. Assign a category. Gaming and RPGs as a category. Yeah, that's great. Add the category. There we are. Publish. Holy crap! It's just view post. Guys, it's actually on the screen now. There's my RPG. There's my RPG. And you can download it from my website. It's there, you can view it, and you can download it from the little download button. That is amazing! And it made it so easy to do. So, let me grab the URL. Download a free copy of the game we just made. There we go. Guys, it worked! Now that's available, and now you've seen my website as well, zoerobinson.com. Guys, I'm so happy. It's been in my head all day and all yesterday and the day before that. It's like, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this. Can it be that hard? And like, yes, it can be that hard. It's a very, very basic game. Adding more complexity to it is going to be difficult. And we did have to make some changes and adjustments because of the way we'd set everything up. So we couldn't have combat running on 3d6, otherwise most of the time you were missing. I mean, it was interesting because it would mean that low-level characters would not hit an awful lot, but it was tough. And low-level characters are not going to take many hits because of the value of the attacks that we've got, the attack damage values, where we've got like if you're shooting someone with a rifle and they've got like 6 hit points, a rifle hit is going to take half their hit points off them. Same with a sword slice. But a dagger, you're going to take a little more. Play some of it. We did. We played a bit. But like frickin' hell, guys, it worked. We've done it. We're gonna test it out a little bit as well. Do you want a clown horn to celebrate? Okay. It's not there. It's not there. Is it down here? Yes, it is. Invisible clown horn. It's really nice. We got to roll some dice for the test as well. I was very happy with that. So, guys, next week we're going to put some extras in, like more skills, a few things like that, some character creation. You guys, I think you're really, really going to like the characters because it adds to the lore. And the lore is based on the book that I've had in my head for ages. I wrote some of it, but it didn't go far. It's called Sol Invictus, and it's about the re-emergence into space and trying to reunify humanity after a period of what would essentially be called a dark age, because what we decided today is an outbreak of magic that changed people. So we've got various creatures around, but also there's various species that the people from the Solar Republic who basically, you know, Rome has the eternal city, it never falls and all of that. Well, in this, the humans from Earth are kind of like space Romans, but they're Swedish. They're Swedish space Romans. So they have a very interesting language that I worked out, and we'll expand on that as well at some point, but that's side lore. But they worship this idea of the unconquered sun, Sol Invictus, which is what unconquered sun means in Latin. And the idea is that although there has been a great dark age and most of humanity is no longer in contact with the home world, the sun has never been conquered. Humanity never fell in its home system. The Sol system is eternal. It's unconquered, and as long as no one conquers the Sol system, we're okay. That kind of thing. It's like their thing. You don't take Rome. Well, you don't take Sol in this. So it's like that's their core thing. And what happens in the first book challenges that a bit. I won't go into detail because I don't want to spoil it, but there's another thing of humans haven't met aliens in this. It's one of those interesting situations where I decide that the Fermi paradox that's in science is because there aren't aliens nearby. There may be intelligent alien life out there, but no one's found it yet. Or if they have, those that did find it didn't get a chance to report back because they've never heard of it. The Swedish chef from Muppets, yeah. So it's an interesting idea. It's like, is there something out there, or are humans alone? Well, we'll find out. But that doesn't mean that humanity hasn't evolved in the... Because remember, we've set this in the 82nd century, so there's 80,000 years between now and then. You're the sun, conquer me. So there's 80,000 years between now and when this game's set, which means there's been plenty of time for any humans that are on distant planets to have adapted to the environment. So there's all kinds of weirdos out there. But the best one from my point of view, is there's a bunch of people on one planet, which is hilarious. At one point, it was fashionable to modify your genes with animal characteristics. So maybe you've got a fur, maybe you've got like cat ears, maybe you've got a foxtail, that kind of thing. But you're modifying your genes. So your descendants, if you have them after you've modified this, your genetics, they've got this stuff as well. So now there's an entire society out there of weird animal people just because of a fashion like 1,000 years ago. I just love the idea of it. So at some point you're wandering along and then, oh, hello, Jeff the stinky cat person. How are you doing today? At one point it was fashionable to modify your genes with a pair of scissors. That is true. Ironheart says, congratulations, always nice to finish or start a project. Getting the wheels moving is difficult. Absolutely, which is why I decided that I had to do this today. And if I didn't do it today, I wasn't going to get it done because big project coming up. Do I believe in hell? Martin, I am Wiccan. I follow the Wiccan Reed. I follow the beliefs of Wicca. There is no hell in Wicca. So no, I don't believe in hell. But if you do, I hope you don't end up there because it would be not pleasant. And I hope that everyone's belief system gives them comfort. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I just like the idea of a planet of stinky cat people because of a fashion decision 1,000 years before even the people that are there now were born. There's stuff like that. But the biggest part is with the main characters that we got. Some of them are digital humans. They only exist in digital form. And they have their own environments. They live in virtual worlds, which are basically paradise and stuff like that. I just like the idea of that. Hell yes, hell no. I love it, Einhorst. Brilliant. We all know your plans for world domination, Covered Monkey. Just put me in charge of computers when you get it done, please. Fair enough. Wonder if you can have Australia. I don't care which. I'm not going there. All the animals want to kill you. They're not all capable of it, but they want to. Right, guys, I'm just getting a bit silly now. But yeah, there's some digital people in this. There's some people that are digital but live in robotic bodies and things like that. How do you become Wicca? W-I-C-C-A, not Wicca as in wicker basket. Oh, dear. Put James Pets in charge of kittens. Absolutely. Right, anyway, guys. I think I've rambled enough. There's going to be some interesting stuff next week, basically. Providing I can do this next week. If we can't, we'll do it the week after. I think this is going to be fun. Take care, guys. Have a great evening. I've really enjoyed tonight. I hope you have too. Enjoy the game. See how you feel with it, rolling a few dice. The idea is that basically you just need at least one d6. You can play the game with it 1 d6, but having like a handful is probably better. There you are. There we go. And it's all fun and games. Guys, take care. Have a great evening. I'll see you on Wednesday because Monday and Tuesday I've got this massive project. I can't keep running off from that and doing the live streams. It's just not going to work. I'll be knackered. So I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.